does someone have to want this bad enough to either show up at one of your workshops or to get through those first few days? I mean, because sometimes you can't say to someone, look at this future version of yourself, look how amazing it is. You know, like you said, the body's almost conditioned to just say, no thanks, let me pass. Or what does it take to get someone who maybe is listening now and thinking, yeah, I know that's true, but I'm going back to my phone. I'm going back to
That's fine. When you're ready, when you're ready, you're ready. I mean, you can rely on all the things outside of you. You can become dependent on all those things. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with taking antidepressants. There's nothing wrong with taking a drug that keeps you chemically imbalanced, in order. There's nothing wrong with that. I think it's fine. But when you truly, really want to be free of all of that, when you're ready for that, we've had thousands of people that have never come to a week-long event, never did a course online, read the books, study the books, look at the YouTube stuff, review it, repeat it, study it, and practice on their own. We had a lady on the stage just 2 months ago when we were in Panama. 5 different health conditions. Scheduled for a liver transplant. One of them is, of course, cancer. 12 weeks. 12 weeks, never missed a day. Never came to an event, she just did it on her own. She said, I knew the moment I was healed. I went back to my doctor, my scans were negative. They still wanted to give me the chemotherapy. Time to change doctors. She never came to an event. She just immersed herself in it. She studied the content. She had meaning behind the act. She wanted to get better at it. She put all her heart into it. Some people, they come to a week-long event and they're resistant. They're resistant because they have some type of emotional addictions, they're in fear, they're desperate, they're afraid, all kinds of things can happen. They may need to be in a community of people where content is alive. I don't like doing online courses at all. I don't want to compete with anybody's attention. You can't, it's so much easier to forget this information than to remember it. It's so much easier. So you got to immerse yourself into it. And learning is making new synaptic connections. You put an hour worth of time and concentration to a new concept, you can double the number of connections in your brain. But if you don't review it, if you don't repeat it, if you don't think about it, those circuits will prune apart within hours. So we know then, let's deliver the content, let's deliver the information, make sure people are present with it. Make it simple, make it easy. Then once that information is in their brain then, teach it back. Be able to explain. If you can't explain it, it's not wired in your brain. If you can explain it, you're installing the neurological hardware in preparation for the experience. And the more you understand what you're doing and why you're doing it, the how gets easier.
The greedy bankers are about to do it again. In 2008, they crashed our financial system and nearly bankrupted the entire global economy. Then they received trillions of dollars in government bailouts. And after, they demanded fat bonuses paid for by you, the taxpayer.
It turns out the banks haven't just been screwing the American taxpayers, they're also screwing over their investors. Turns out the banking industry is the worst place you could put your money, despite enormous taxpayer bailouts.
Now the bankers are back to take away your financial freedom. They lie and tell you that cryptocurrency isn't safe. They try to make it illegal for you to choose how to invest your hard-earned money. They lie and say cryptocurrency is used by money launderers and criminals. But look at the record. It's the banks themselves that launder hundreds of billions of dollars every year to the biggest criminal operations in the world.
Leaked documents have revealed how some UK banks have helped criminals, money launderers and Russians under sanctions.
American authorities discovered that the Sinaloa cartel moved $881 million through HSBC accounts as bank officials turned a blind eye to the illegality.
The bankers lie and say cryptocurrency is not a real investment. Meanwhile, the smartest CEOs in the world are buying billions and billions of it. The truth is, that banks lie about cryptocurrency because it makes them scared. The banks take $9 trillion per year of your hard-earned money, and they are worried that they will finally be exposed. They're scared because crypto means they can no longer control your money, which means they can no longer control you. They are scared because you might actually understand your money and intelligently decide what to do with it. Now is the time for us to come together, fight back, and take control. It's time to educate ourselves, our families, and our communities. Because financial education means financial freedom. We know that cryptocurrencies will help us build the new decentralized financial system of the future. A banking system that is of the people, by the people, and for the people. A banking system where access to finance is a fundamental human right. A banking system that is free and fair and welcomes all humans on this earth. The DeFi revolution is happening. We, the people, can no longer be fooled. We choose to take control of our finances. We choose to take control of our freedom. We choose to take control of our future. Join us, and let's take back our financial freedom forever.
So now it's philosophical, it's theoretical, right? But now the rubber hits the road now. You gotta take it out for a test drive. Why? Because when you apply it, you personalize it, you demonstrate it, you initiate it, you do something differently, you should have a new experience. Experience then enriches those philosophical circuits in your brain. That's what experience does. It enriches circuitry. When those circuits string into place, the brain makes a chemical, and that chemical is called a feeling. When you feel unlimited, when you feel empowered, when you feel abundant, when you feel worthy, now you're teaching your body chemically to understand what your mind has intellectually understood. So now you're embodying the truth of that philosophy. It's not just in the mind, it's in the body. The mind is now in the body, right? And so then you're experiencing the truth of that. That's new information from the experience. The emotion is the chemical signature. You start selecting and instructing new genes because that's information. If you've done it once, though, this is where it gets exciting. You have that one moment where you did your meditation right. I'm going to put you right back in there again, and you're going to evolve that experience. Let's see if you can reproduce the experience. And if you can reproduce the experience, any experience, you're going to neurochemically condition the mind and body to begin to work as one. When you do it enough times that the body can do it better than your mind, now it's innate in you. You've mastered that knowledge. You've become that knowledge. You're in a new state of being. So people who do this work, I mean, it's fascinating now. It's fascinating. I could say to people in this work, would you mind going into high gamma for the scientists? I mean, that's a pretty aroused brainwave state. It's not normal. And the scientists are blown away, and they asked this one woman, how do you do that? And she said, it's really hard not to. I mean, she just knows that she knows. And so now people, by practicing, can overcome themselves, can change their brain waves in 4 seconds, in 5 seconds, in 9 seconds, in 30 seconds. They just know how to do it, right? And when you know that you know, then all of a sudden it's not like I have to meditate today. What I love about our community is not because they think that they have to meditate. They do it because they don't want the magic to end. Right. They don't want it to end. And some people with certain diseases, they'll do it 3 times in one day because their doubt will come back. They're not going to succumb to that. They're going to go again, and they're going to change that. And then if it comes up again, they're going to go again. Why? Because that's the only thing that's going to work for them. Nothing else has worked. Right. Wow. You start believing in yourself. You believe in possibility. If you're going to believe in possibility, you better believe in yourself. And the only way you know that is to prove to yourself that it's possible, is to be able to reproduce the experience.